I'm gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence with another video for you. It's a simple, easy, salon viable design set that, it's easy to do, real easy. And so these are the things that I'll be using. As usual, I'll show you that first at the beginning, because if I don't, I will forget what I used. So, beginning with that French nail. So I'm doing a sort of square French, reverse French. I'm using the Cover Pink, which is warm beige, if I remember rightly. And see, look, I've forgotten already. Literally just saw what I was using, and it's gone. Dory is, yeah, that's my nickname. Don't retain things very well. Memory is just not what it used to be. Oh well, anyway, yeah, so using the Cover Pink, and I'm doing the reverse French method. So as you saw, applied that first bead, pull that into the rough shape that I am going for, which is a more squared off French style. And then go in with the cuticle bead, and excuse me, needed a little bit more for coverage, so I just added a little bit more, as you can see, wherever it's needed. Now I'm using my brush to, give me a nice wall to butt my colours up to. I am going to file it in once it's hardened though, to get nice clean lines, but yeah, just use your brush to get those walls into the rough shape that you're going for. So on the little finger, I'm doing a full nail of green, as you can see. The rest of the other nails will be green as well, full green. So, as you can see, excuse me, the green is very messy. It's like, because it's really dark, deep forest green. One that I mixed myself. I will leave a link in the cards to the video of how I mix my own acrylic colours, but as you can see, this is a very well saturated colour, so there's plenty of mica in it to give me this deep dark green that I was wanting. It also means that it's really messy to work with, like black is. You have to be careful around the cuticle area and try not to get it on the skin, and as you can see, sometimes I do manage to get it on skin, because even when you wipe your brush, there's still some colour on it, and yeah, it's messy. But as long as you get it off the skin as soon as possible, before it hardens, and then as soon as it is viable for you to wash your hands, go and wash your hands if it's touched your skin. Just as soon as you've got your encapsulated, as soon as you've got your top layer of clear on and the nails have hardened, go and wash your hands before you start filing. Just wash your hands, get any of that product off skin, because the monomer is not good for your skin, and you're having to use the monomer on your brush to get it off the skin. So yeah, if this does happen, do wash your hands as soon as possible, because we don't like these products on the skin, because they can lead to allergies, and we don't want you to be allergic to products because that will mean you can't get your nails done anymore. Nobody wants that. So yeah, do be careful with the products you're using. Don't risk your clients getting allergies or giving yourself an allergy because you're being sloppy with the monomer on the brush, kind of thing. So yeah, I try to avoid it as much as possible, but sometimes it happens, and it happens, accidents happen. So but do try to be aware of it so that it doesn't happen too often. Anyway, whilst I've been waffling on, you saw that I did the other two nails with the green, and now I am capping that little finger. And this is where I'm thinking about the shape and structure of the nail. I want to make sure that there is enough acrylic there to make a strong nail that isn't going to break, and that the apex is in the right place, and that I've got enough acrylic there so that I can file it into shape without filing too much away, if that makes sense. there's a fine line between too much, just enough, and not enough. So that comes with time and experience. But yeah, you want the free edge of the nail to be no thicker than a credit card edge. So that's kind of your guideline. I like my apex in the back third. These are slightly curved nail tips, so the apex is a bit weird. Well, it's not weird, it's slightly different. On straight tips it's slightly different, on slightly curved tips it's slightly different, and on really curved tips it's even more different. But generally you want most of the product in the back third, because that's your stress point and your strength area, and yeah, that's what gives the nail staying power so that it doesn't snap or break on you. So yeah, that's what as usual, I'm rambling. Yeah, Karen's rambling again. Surprise, surprise, not. So I will leave you to watch me, rather than me waffle on and waffle on, I'll leave you to watch the capping of the nails, and I'll be back when it's time to file in that smile line. Back in a mo.
Come on over, let's pick up where we left off. You and I had lots of love just to top it off. We can wind it down for days, never let it stop. I just want your everything, baby. Maybe later we can dance, never let go. Listen to our favorite songs on the radio. Losing up and lose ourselves to this feeling, oh. I just want your everything, baby. I'll be deep under your influence tonight. Ooh, keep it coming, babe. I don't mind another round. Drinking from your bottle, baby. Calling it wasted love, wasted love. I can't get enough of my baby. I'ma be wasted love, wasted love. I'm spilling liquor on the carpet, on the couch. I feel it dripping from my mouth. Drinking from your bottle, baby. Calling it wasted love, wasted love. Moon is rising and the stars are coming out, but we miss it 'cause we're way down on the ground. Ain't nobody interrupting if we decide. I just need an hour with you.
Okay, so I'm filing in that smile line now. So I'm using a hand file and I am pushing against that wall of acrylic that I've built up. I'm trying my best not to push down onto the nail itself, because you will carve a line in the nail and you don't want to do that. So try and push only against the wall, not down on the nail. It makes sense when you're doing it. I know saying it might be difficult for you to understand, but when you're actually doing it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Trust me, just trust me, you will know. Push against the wall, not down on the nail, and it'll be fine. So I totally forgot to cap my, what's it called? Oh look, I've total brain fart. Oh good lord. Yeah, I totally forgot to cap my nail bed area. I could have built up my nail bed, my strength and structure, my apex with the cover pink because it's a strength powder, but I tend to just cap everything because I really like the glass finish of clear over colour. But anyway, either way, I didn't build up my apex, so I've given myself an extra step to deal with here. So once I have finished applying the green and then capping the green, once I file in that smile line to reveal the, the lovely crisp line that we've worked so hard for, I then realise that I've got to go back and add some clear acrylic because I have no apex. So yeah, bit of a rookie mistake there, but we all forget things from time to time. It is what it is. You just carry on, move on, get on with it, it'll be fine, not a problem. So I'm going to let that set up before I begin to file. So now it's the reveal. Woohoo! Who doesn't love a reveal of a crisp smile line? Oh, so satisfying. I'm just using my e-file to reveal that smile line, and then you will see I'm going to, yeah, like I said, build my apex, which I should have done already, but never mind. Now look at that, isn't that satisfying? Oh, so satisfying to see that crispness come through. I'm digging that square smile line too, actually. Really like it. It's a bit different, rather than the sort of oval or the chevron. Nice square one to match the, you know, ballerina style shaped nails. Yes, I think so anyway. Don't know if you agree, but you know, if you don't, doesn't matter, not a problem. Each to their own. So there we go, add in that clear acrylic to build my apex. So that hasn't set up yet, so I'm going to begin filing the other nails first to give that time to set up. So beginning with the little finger, I will use my e-file and I will go around the cuticle area first, because that's the particular routine that I am doing on this set of nails. So rather than going to the sidewalls first, I'm actually sorting out the cuticle area first and making sure that is nice and flush. So carefully around that cuticle area. This is not a safety bit that I'm using, it's a tapered barrel, no, it's not 5-in-1, it's just a tapered barrel, medium or fine, I can't remember. And yeah, I think it's medium. And then yeah, carefully around that cuticle area. It's not a safety bit, like I said, so you have to be real careful, otherwise you can definitely cut yourself. And this is a new bit, so it's very sharp. And I'm literally just going around, as you can see, just tidying up the nail, removing any bulk if there is some. It's just generally smoothing and contouring the nail. I mean, there's not a whole lot to file off really. It's all just contouring and smoothing, so yeah, that is literally all I'm going to do with the e-file. And then I will switch to my hand file and really go to town, because I want these to be really smooth. They're going to be matte, and whenever you're doing matte nails, lumps and bumps show up really well when you've got matte nails. Excuse me. So you do want to make sure you've got no lumps and bumps at all, that the nail is contoured and smooth, because yeah, it will show with matte nails for sure. So onto that ring finger, now that it's set up, I can file that in, shape it up, and now I will use my hand file. This is a 80-100 grit file. So taper my sidewalls in now, so sidewall. There we go. Make sure I've got that nice ballerina tapered square type shape. Free edge, square that off. And as you can see, I'm sorting out the under arch as well. So I go under arch, roll my nail file up to the sidewalls, file that in, move to the next side, and keep switching sides so that I get an even nail and it's not slanting to one side or the other. You know, you do want to keep stopping and looking at the nail as a whole to make sure that it's even on both sides, that you know your nails are not wonky or sloping to any one side in particular. Once I've done that, I will whip round with another hand file. This is a 150 grit, but it's actually a bit smoother than that now because this is a used file. It's probably more like a 180 now, more than a 150. So I'd say it's about a 180 now. And I'm just, as you can see, contouring. So I go up one side of the nail, I'll go around the cuticle area, then I go down the other side of the nail, and then I'll go straight down the body from cuticle down to tip, and that's how I contour and get a nice rounded shape, so that I don't have that flat square bit that we filed in on the sidewalls. You don't want that flat square bit to remain. You want it to be blended in so that it's you've got this gorgeous arch and curve from sidewall to sidewall, and that is literally all I'm doing. As you can see up one side, around the cuticle area, down the other side, just contouring and blending it all in, as you can see there, up that side. And now I'll go straight down the middle from cuticle area, tilt my file and down right the way to the free edge, and that's how you contour a nail really nicely. And you see, I often stop and take a good look at the nail as a whole to make sure I'm not over filing one. Well, I say that I over file a lot of the time, but I try not to. But what I'm looking for is the overall arch and curve of the nail to be even on both sides. Yeah, you have to look at the nail from all different angles, because if you just look at it from above head on, it's gonna look good. But if you turn it to the side or look down the barrel, you'll see that it's not quite as good as you think it is. It might look good on camera, but in person, when you turn that to the side and you look down the barrel, it's not as good as you think it is. And that's where you just tweak it and perfect it and smooth it out. And it's worth the extra effort, because like I say, if you're sending your clients out the door, not that you can work at the moment, seeing as we're in lockdown, but you know what I mean. You don't want to send your clients out the door with nails that haven't been filed to as close to perfection as you can get, as far as I'm concerned. That is one of my things. I'm very fussy with the shaping of nails, and you will have noticed that if you've watched any of my other videos and you see the way I'm meticulous about my filing, you'll know I'm really fussy. I'm nitpicky when it comes to shaping and filing. I want that nail as close to perfection as I can get it, because that's what my OCD demands. I can't just leave a bit that top coat would sort out, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of the time you can get away with, little imperfections, because the top coat, is thick. It will resolve small imperfections. But for me, I don't like doing that. I want the nail as perfect as I can get it, so I'm not relying on the top coat to sort out any imperfections or errors. I know you can, but I'm not made that way. Too fussy. Way too fussy. Definitely. So now I'm going to buff, because I'm doing the matte. I want them as smooth and as silky as I can get them, but not too smooth, because then your top coat won't stick. So very fine line between smooth and too smooth. There has to be still some tiny etches in the nail for the top coat to stick to, because the last thing you want is your top coat peeling off. Nobody wants that. So you don't want it too smooth. You don't want it glass smooth, definitely not. You still want some scratches in the nail, so that top coat's got something to grip to. It has to have something to grip to. Anyway, so now I'm using some rubbing alcohol and a lint-free wipe, and we are removing all of that dust. I love this green. Not even a green person, but this green is gorgeous. It's so dark, it's almost black. I'm really digging this green. So I decided I was going to do a sort of tartan sweater type nail. Now, as you can see, I'm doing some stamping, because we all know Karen can't draw, so I can't draw, so I rely on stamping, decals, stickers, all sorts, easy ways, because I just don't have that artistic ability. So I decided to do this stamping, and I wanted to do the foil. Now I wanted to do sort of random patches of foil on these nails, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm using the foil gel, and I'm putting it on the nails where I want the foils to stick to. So as you can see, apply that where I want it to be, cure that for 60 seconds, as it comes out of the lamp, we go straight in with this green foil. So I've cut a bit of that off, just making sure the camera's very focused, and then I'm sort of just tapping it in random places, but not trying to give a whole nail of foils, if that makes sense. So it's just sort of splotches of foil, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, let me clean up where the foil has gone over that smile line, because you know, I didn't go to all that trouble to make a crisp smile line to have the foil mess it up. So I thought I'd clean that up, and I'm looking at as I'm doing this, I remember doing it, I'm looking at the nails and I'm like, that stamping doesn't go. And I had a bit too much of the foil there, it was too solid, so I removed some and sort of tapped it in and removing a bit more of it. I wanted it more patchy than a solid foil, so that's what I was doing there. I will show you my mess ups, as you can see, messing it up and removing some more of that foil because I just didn't want a huge blob of it, I wanted it to be more patchy. Anywho, so I'm tidying up that smile line yet again, you know me, and I'm like, whilst I was doing that, I was looking at that middle finger and I was like, it doesn't go. This does not go with this design. Not happy with it. So as you can see, got some lint-free wipes and some acetone and removed all that stamping. Yeah, I did. I removed it all. So then I got the foil gel back out and cured that. Totally forgot to turn record back on. So you won't see me applying the foil again, but now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Yay, we're nearly at the end. So as we are at the end of the video, whilst I am top coating, I will say thank you ever so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe. Thank you to all my subscribers that have subscribed. I appreciate you all so very much. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click that like button. Help me out with that YouTube algorithm thingy-me-thing, you know, do the thing. Leave me a comment. That's all I've got for this time, peeps. You take care now, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.